Hi guys, I'm Mexican025, and today we are going to be talking about Pokemon, because it has been asked out of, well, not by nobody of y'all, just friends in general, what out of my top 17 out of all the elements, what would be my favorite Pokemon from them? So, I had to look, there was, I think, 17 element Pokemon, I guess? They're, like, like Ice and Fire Power or whatever. But I'm only picking one gender of it, I hope. I hope I ain't messed up. So, guys, I hope you enjoy. So, yeah, let's go over there.
Pokemon is Froslass. Yes, I like Froslass because, yeah, it's Froslass. One kind of the mixture of Ice and Ghost is pretty cool. But this is my favorite Ice Pokemon, I guess. Just because, I mean, look at it. Freaking awesome. Chinese looking ghost thing. I don't know. I just really like it, and it's just one of my favorite ice Pokemon. So let's move on to my next Pokemon. Of course, is a flying type, and this is Staraptor. And he's my favorite flying type because, well, I like Raptors, like, dinosaurs, and the name was similar. And when I first seen this bird as Starly, I didn't really expect for much because Pidgeotto used to be my favorite one. But after I got into it and evolved him, I was like, oh, well, he looks pretty bad, So he was my favorite flying type. And the next one is, I don't know. Why didn't you tell me? Okay, I'll just show you. Which is a Steel type. Urn is my favorite Steel type Pokemon because, obviously, look at him. He's pretty cool. Plus, I mean, look at him. He's just kind of bad A looking, I don't know why. But I would definitely have him in a Pokemon team. And, I mean, even his evolution, his last form, is pretty bad A. But out of Steel Pokemon, that's my favorite one. My next Pokemon is Dark Pokemon. Obviously, I picked this Dark Pokemon because, obviously, I love Umbreon. This is a shiny version of Umbreon, which is very, very bad A looking. And I just like Umbreon. Umbreon's just that type of Pokemon that, you know what, I'm chill. I can handle it. Come at me, bro. That's just how Umbreon is. So, Umbreon is my favorite Dark Pokemon. So, yeah. There's Dark versions. And the next is, I really have no clue. What is my next Pokemon? And the next Pokemon is Flygon. Flygon is one of my favorite Dragon-type Pokemon. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Dragonite, whatever. Yeah. Well, Flygon is one of my favorite ones because when I first ever seen Hoenn League, I was like, oh, pretty bad A there. Because I was like, oh, people are making fun of my little Trapinch. Oh, wait till it evolves. It'll kick you in the face. Whatever, your Trapinch sucks. Then he evolves into that bug thing, and then he just, kind of looks like one of them Pokemon that's just like, you know what, I'm a dragon Pokemon, and I really don't care, so come at me, bro. And my next Pokemon is a rock type, which is Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn was one of my favorite rock types when I was little, because when I first seen this Pokemon, I was like, wow, this Pokemon is very cool looking. He armored out. Now, this is just like a more advanced version of what he would look like. But a little known fact, in the whole Pokédex, it doesn't show him up as number 1, but he was the first Pokemon ever sketched. So I always thought that was pretty cool, learning that. And I never really used him in a team, so I would like to. But, yeah, he's just one of my favorite elemental rock Pokemon. When I say elemental, I mean like between fire, ice, all them. That's what this is. I mean, I can do it more. Blah. Pie. Who's next? Oh, yeah. This was worth it. Look at that. Look at that smirk face right there. He's got it made. Okay. Well, my favorite fire-type Pokemon ever in the world, I don't care who you are, is Blaziken. No, that has nothing to do with my name for the last flapping time. Isaacin was made up in a comics before Hoenn League ever came out, and Isaacin will always be in my comics, because I never thought of it at this time. So, when Blaziken finally did come out, I was like, oh, well, they're going to think I copyrighted, but I didn't. It's been around since I was real little. But he is my favorite fire type because, well, on my DS and since my Game Boy Advance, I've had him on level 100. And on his text it says, a Pokemon scattered throughout time. And I just love that, and I was like, wow, this shows how bad my Blaziken is. So, of course, he deserves a Royal Crown as one of my 100% favorite Pokemon. And, of course, my favorite electric Pokemon is, well, look at that face. Look at the face. Look at it. Look how cute. Honestly, I think that looks like, probably Yellow's Pikachu and whatever his name's Pikachu. Can't really tell. But anyway, totally off track. Pikachu is one of my favorite electric Pokemon. The kind of obvious reason why Pikachu would be some people's favorite electric Pokemon. But anytime I've ever started a Pokemon thing, I've always used Pikachu because, yeah, he's just one of them electric Pokemon I'm used to and I can connect with. So, onward to the next Pokemon, please. My next Pokemon is the ground type. Obviously, by looking at this, y'all can already tell it's Cubone. Now, Cubone is one of my personal favorites because, well, his story is just so sad. In this guy's Pokédex, it says that he wears the skull of his dead mother, which leads to a whole bunch of crazy different stuff I can say later if y'all ever want me to explain it. But Cubone comes from that kind of line where, you know, nobody's been there for me. I can somewhat relate to that, but I use him in a team only if I'm in Kanto. Any other teams, I don't really use him. But I always have a heart for this guy because, obviously, he evolves into Marowak, and Marowak turns to something, you know, in the future. Spoilers. Spoilers, people. I can't spoil things. Very, very bad to spoil things. Shut up, you. Okay. Anyway, Cubone's my favorite ground. Ooh, what's my next Pokemon? Oh, well, that was fair. Okay, coming up next, Lucario. Lucario is my favorite fighting type Pokemon, mostly because, I don't know, when I first ever met Lucario, you know, it was mostly on internet, because I was like, oh, who's Lucario? And I figured out he was also made by the original creator of the first 151 Pokemon. I enjoyed that, and that kind of made me like Lucario. I don't know why. I think he was supposed to be a legendary. Honestly, I would think he was a legendary until they made Railu, which really kind of hurt my feelings, because I'm hoping to get Lucario. So, Lucario, obviously, is my favorite fighting type Pokemon. And my next Pokemon is... Okay, and my next Pokemon is... Giratina! In this corner laying at I do not give a crap. Okay, well, I only picked Giratina for a simple fact. It's one of my favorite ghost Pokemon. I know he's a legendary, but I didn't really want to pick legendaries. My bad, sorry guys. But, I guess another reason I kind of like him is because he kind of resembles like that Satan type Pokemon. Have you seen his other form? Kind of resembles a serpent, but there is 3 6/6s on him. Yeah, kind of figured that out. Because, see, where his wings, there's spikes. There's spike things on the rib cage, and he has 3 legs on each side, which I would believe would represent Satan, honestly. It's kind of weird, but he's just my favorite ghost type. It has nothing to do with that. Just powerful Pokemon to have in your party. Next Pokemon! And the next Pokemon on my list is a bug-type Pokemon! Scizor! When I seen Scizor, the Little version, I'm probably not saying neither of their names right, it was my favorite bug Pokemon when I was little, but when I seen the second form of it, I literally jizzed my pants, and I thought, that's my favorite bug Pokemon! Yeah, besides the point that he's also steel and he can use some fighting moves, excuse me, he is a great powerhouse to have in your inventory, and he can definitely surprise your opponent. Trust me, I have fought him against one of my friends. My Blaziken and him were doing round and round. Blaziken finally won because it's fire versus steel, but yes, you know, it happens. Blaziken's still better. And then my next Pokemon is Eevee. Oh, look at the little face. It's so awesome. Well, Eevee is one of my favorite normal types, obviously because of the fact Eevee can be whatever the H it wants. Not talking about Ditto, but just Eevee. Eevee basically has the ability to evolve into any type. Now, I know there's a new type, which is supposed to be a fairy type, not flying type, guys. From X and Y is going to be a fairy type, I do believe. not flying. So, in the future, Pokemon games, I am looking forward to seeing a ghost, maybe even a fighting type Eevee, where Eevee could be, like, standing up, I don't know. Have, like, some padded out stuff. All this good stuff, so Eevee's just that normal type that I really hope to see in every generation of Pokemon. Next Pokemon. And my next Pokemon is a grass-type Pokemon. We have Torterra. I loved Torterra when he came out in Gen 4, or she, I guess it don't really matter on gender there. Torterra is one of my favorite grass type because look at that thing. You can literally, in the game, you should be able to climb up on that thing and just max and relax. You can have a picnic on that thing, put some trees up it, grow an apple tree on his back. Man, come on, guys. Torterra is a bad A green grass type Pokemon, and I love Torterra, and it has, a little, and then it evolves to second form. It always reminded me of Bulbasaur, which was one of my first favorite grass types, but after Torterra happened, I was like, yes, I can ride into victory. Let us go into battle. And to the next Pokemon. And the next Pokemon is Vaporeon. Vaporeon is absolutely 100% my favorite water type in the world, and at my top 2 favorite Pokemon that are just regular Pokemon. Vaporeon has always been there for me. I once had a level 80 something Vaporeon that knew Shadow Ball, and it had all the other water moves, and I was like this. Do I let her keep Shadow Ball or teach her Hydro Pump? And it came to that decision. I said, we're going to keep Shadow Ball, and Shadow Ball saved my life. In the Elite Four, Vaporeon's just that bad A water Pokemon that I love. Also, it's from Eevee. Eevee! Yeah, I just went there. Sorry, guys, for my girlish scream. Onward to the next Pokemon. Haha, yeah, see, you thought I wouldn't be able to get Bulbasaur in here, but I did. Bulbasaur is absolutely one of my favorite grass type Pokemon, which I already picked a favorite grass Pokemon, but Lupul's, he's also a poison type, so he is my favorite poison type Pokemon. Bulbasaur is just that, wow, look at that. First National Pokédex, he is the #1 first Pokemon you ever find, and I just love him. When I would play like Fire Red or something, I would never evolve him, which, yeah, I know stat-wise that's a terrible idea, but Bulbasaur is just bad A, and he will always be my favorite poison-type Pokemon. Yeah. Now onward to the last Pokemon of the day, out of my top element Pokemon that I love, and or like, Gardevoir. Gardevoir is my favorite Psychic Pokemon. Now, Gardevoir is also, I think, going to be a Psychic, or not just Psychic, but a Fairy type in X and Y. I could be wrong. I believe that's what she's going to be, because, I mean, obviously, look at her. Anyway, Gardevoir is one of my favorite ones from Gen 3, because when I found her, I was like, holy crap, you can do a bunch of cool stuff, I want to continue using you. So, yeah, Gardevoir is just that type of Pokemon. You're like, okay, you a bad A Pokemon. Let's do this. Plus, I mean, the Psyche on this thing. I mean, you put that with Blaziken. Blaziken and her would just dominate. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed me talking about just my personal favorite element Pokemon from, like, the fire abilities and stuff like that. I didn't put a fairy type, obviously, because X and Y is not done yet. So, I may have to do a follow-up video one day. And in the meantime, I hope you click that like and subscribe button and you enjoyed the video. So, peace.